A quick instructional how-to video on using the equipment in the broadcast production studio, room 189 at the KBPS Broadcast Center. First thing you want to do, close the door. The weighted door helps with the sound treatment of the room. This is the same board, same console that we have in our on-air rooms. And you'll see there are two microphones set up here at the board, along with studio speakers and headphones. If the computer is not on, you can see the LED light for the screen. The computer itself lives right here. You want to make sure that power button LED light is on. The mic to your left is microphone number 1. The microphone to your right is microphone number 2. You want to make sure that in order to use the mics, the mic has to be turned on by pushing the on button, and then you have to turn up the mic by sliding the potentiometer up like that. And now once the mic is on and up, you should be able to start to see some audio levels. I'm going to adjust the microphone by grabbing it by the handle, scooting close to the table, positioning myself so that I'm about 2 inches away from the microphone, positioning my voice so I'm filling up the room with my voice, and I'm looking for that solid green light to be lighting up around 0. I'm not worried about the orange dots dancing around 6 and 10. What I'm looking for is the solid green light to be at 0. You may need to slide the microphone volume control up higher if your levels look something like this. And the further you slide it up, the louder it gets. The louder it gets, the louder it gets. If you're softly spoken, sometimes you may need to turn it all the way up and use great projection on your voice so that you can get that green light at 0. A couple other things to look at on this board really quick. To play audio out of the computer, you need to have the production PC pot turned on and turned up as well so that you can hear sound out of the computer. And the headphones plug in right here above the production computer. The left side headphones plugs in right here. The right side headphones plugs in right there. Please do not unplug or change any of the studio configurations, but you can adjust the volume of your headphones by turning that knob down or turning that knob up. You want to adjust your levels on the control board first and making sure that the audio coming into the microphone or the audio coming out of the computer is at 0 dB before you make adjustments to how loud the headphones may be or how loud the studio monitors may be. And just like in the broadcast on-air rooms, if you have a microphone turned on, the studio monitors will be silent. If you're playing audio out of the computer and you have a microphone turned on, you will only hear it through the headphones and the volume of the headphone control there. You can turn your microphones off and keep the computer on and up to be able to play sound out of the studio monitors. The volume level for the studio monitors is right here on the board, next to microphone number 2. You see it's called control room. That is the volume for how loud the speakers are in the studio. Last but not least, go ahead and keep that on program. That button right above the speaker volume control should stay on program. And you want to make sure that your mic is always in program, audition, and auxiliary routing signals. The computer is always in program, audition, and auxiliary routing, and microphone number 1 as well. We'll talk more about routing signals and what that means in another video. But for now, that's basically how you use this studio. If you log into the computer, you open up Adobe Audition, you start a recording. And as you can see, I'm talking into the mic, but I'm not seeing any levels. That's because I have not turned my microphone on. I turn my microphone on and I turn my microphone up. I see my levels on the board with a solid green line around 0. And I can see that that translates into a good recording volume on Adobe Audition, as my levels in Audition are in the yellow. There you go. That's how it's done. A quick tutorial video on using the main recording production studio, room 189 in the KBPS Broadcast Center. Thanks for watching.